fair share of racing in the rain, don't we, around Silverstone. Great to see these new spec Formula 2 cars out there dancing through the puddles in this early virtual safety car test right at the start of free practice before we get the laps going proper.
For Aaron, there he has got 7 podiums in 7 rounds so far, and he's done an absolutely fantastic job so far this season. For Aaron as he makes his way around Stowe Corner now.
But still seeking that first win. Will he seal that this weekend?
Our newly signed Formula 1 driver in the pit lane so far. We will get into talking plenty about him, and I'm sure getting to see him on track very, very soon. I'm sure a lot of fans got into the grandstands early to see one of their home drivers, Ollie Behrman, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing plenty of him on track, and a huge congratulations to him. No doubt we'll be seeing him throughout the session. Poor Aaron getting the laps in early. We saw Zane Maloney just before that as well. I still think this is, of course, a home race for Rodin Motorsport, despite the fact they do carry similar, I guess, to Red Bull Ring, lots of long straights, but a bit more stop-start in places. What do you think the challenges are going to be? We got very high-speed corners in sections.
As always with a high-power single-seater in the wet, the challenge is getting that power on the road. And that's ever more critical when you have turbo power, as Formula 2 cars do, a big turbocharger on top of the Chrome V6 in the back of these machines. So the power delivery and how the driver manages that is probably, I would say, the key factor to generating lap time.
And Campos Racing choosing to be in the pit lane so far. They're going for that tactic, Alex, if people just tuning in. You've got cars in the pit lane. Saving tyres is the tactic here.
Yeah, it is. You get a peak of performance out of that new wet tyre. And so where you really don't want to run it too hard are in conditions like this, actually. It's stopped raining for a little while now. And so you cross across to the wet tyre, and then you damage it on the dry surface. But we ride on board with Gabriel Bortoletto.
Very impressive. Gabriel Bortoletto started from the front this season and just didn't have the launch off the line at Bahrain, but he's been so impressive, along with Kushmaini. Moore Park in Kent on the small oval layout in 2011. Did his first race at Lid Kart Circuit, Bambinos, and then at Rye House Kart Raceway he was doing time trials, evening 140 drivers to win everything. The Euro Series, Winter Cup, International Final, and after that he was off to single-seaters, and the rest is history, as they say.
To the top of the field in his Prema, but we saw just before these little spate of drivers went out on the racetrack, the trajectory of the wet as it moved away. Drivers really starting to struggle with it, and they weren't improving despite the track drying. Behrman bucks that trend, having come out on his new wet. Some of the drivers that will be in FP1 a little later on, Franco Colapinto.
Yeah, he is carrying a lot of confidence at the moment. 2 podiums in as many rounds, which they're so familiar with from other categories as well. They just seem to be showing slightly more confidence. New fastest lap. Pepe Martin, 158.693, 7/10 quicker at the top.
Hey, yeah, big lock up down to Bell. He's still on the wets, actually, trying to push on. And we'll have to climb all over that gravel trap on the outside of Bell and continue through Club.
So that was trying to push for a new personal best. Oh, and bit of airball there for Roman Stanek briefly as he in the queue, and they're definitely carrying a bit more pace. Oh, Ollie Behrman goes wide briefly over the grass and will rejoin behind. Franco Colapinto slips ahead in the queue.
If you started the race like this, you'd have to run the slick. You'd be finished on the wet after 5 laps of cars pounding round. Taylor Barnard still able to go round. Oh. I haven't recoiled away from a screen like that in a little while. Taylor Barnard through the exit of Cox and catches the biggest puddle out there. If anybody was there not hiding behind the tyre barrier to see it, Marshall's. It's when you look up after having a moment like that, and the marshal on the outside of Copse puts his yellow flag back down. You know, we've got another driver off the road. O'Sullivan, is it?
Yes, Zach O'Sullivan off down at Stowe. First pole position and podium here in Formula 3 2 years ago. Let's find out what happened to him here, Alex.
Just not enough grip. A lot of gravel there. Used to be a lot more tarmac runoff there on the outside of Stowe. Is no longer. Has to clamber all over the gravel. He's gone a long way off. Just a pure rear lockup without a lot of grip. Difficult braking zone to judge. Then it is subtly curved the braking zone down towards Stowe. Richard for sure. Next taker for a purple middle sector, and got another car off in Stowe.
Yeah, well, you can clearly see through the gravel how many we've had on. Round P2.
That session now we're doing 1:58. We've found that it's perilous at this crossover stage. Drivers were pretty under control, weren't they, in full wet conditions?
Yeah.
As soon as we went from wet to dry, the mistakes started to come in. Bill, if it is wet, for qualifying in the races, and then drivers will be getting a feel. This is Isaac Padgel, I think, going off the road as well. No, Marty. Looks like he's going wide in the other Red Bull liveried machine.
Oh, and Franco Colapinto spun going down towards Bell.
Yeah, Franco Colapinto lost it in the braking zone there, and he looks like he's lost the engine as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, even if he had it, he's parked in the gravel. So a triple threat for Colapinto, who looks to be relatively well beached there on the edge, actually.
Zone.
Yeah. I'm expecting a rear lockup. There it is. And just locks the rear tyre as he applies a bit of crossload on the way down towards Vale. I mean, relatively textbook stuff. And there you can see, look, both the rear tyres off the ground. Touches the lip of the gravel trap there. So he's out of the session for what it's worth, with a few moments remaining.
Yeah. So Franco Colapinto ends his session in the gravel, but he has a busy day ahead of him. He will be out in free practice one for Williams before he returns for qualifying.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching this FP1 session highlights for Formula 2. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you want to see these videos in the future, please comment and like as well, just to show that you want to see them again in the future. Thank you for watching. Peace.